6,
7,
8,
9,
10.
Yes, Thank you,
messed
Queen.
it up, girl.
I'll do it again. 1, 2, 3.
No, Antoinette.
What did I do wrong?
You were delayed.
Oh, okay, I was trying. Okay, ready?
And then not be on time.
I was trying to sync up with you. Forget it. All right, 1, 2, 3.
It's
the vibrato for me.
Is that
and
what
then
that's called?
You always turn your head like, yeah, it's vibrato. Yeah, girl. Sing. Hi. Welcome, y'all. We don't know what's been to happen this week. You can see us on Patreon. You can see a truck has hit me, and Shanti's. It looks like it could have hit her, but she got a hat on, so she's covering it up. She put some lipstick on. She put some rouge on real fast. A hat, and she said, "Here I am. Take this leopard print shirt. I am put together." Me,
not me, going to see. The thing is, and this last week they did Halloween costumes. And so Antoinette, Mandy, and Bridget had planned a Halloween costume. And then when I walked in, Mandy was like, "Girl, yeah, you got your Halloween costume on too? Yes!" And I was like, Mandy, this is my regular fucking outfit. I didn't get it.
I love
it. Took me like multiple times to be like, "Yes, Halloween." I was like, "No."
But wait, she said to me, she goes, "Oh, you forgot something." I was like, "Shanti, don't forget da-da-da-da." And she was like, "Oh yeah, give her Halloween costume." I was like, "Mandy, you did. You're particular. You were dressed. You look like a schoolgirl. That's why you look like when you couldn't tell when you were sitting, but when you were standing up. Do you see all the love you're getting on the YouTubes?
On YouTube?
Oh,
I didn't check. I didn't even know there was a YouTube.
Girl, it's a YouTube with comments, honey.
They saying kind things.
They saying kind things
because I don't trust her on the way curls. I'm like, of course they're going to be nice. Shout out to
them. No, they not. You heard that voicemail I got last week? Fuck them.
Damn.
You say, "You white bitch, stop talking about our black queens." I said, "My bad, you right." Hold on, let me go. I'm going to read you some of the comments and gas you real quick, Queen, because you deserve. Mm-hmm.
That don't know me.
That don't know you. I don't know if they know you.
I feel validated.
Yes. Where are the comments? See? Maybe they was mean, so they took them off. Suck, I'm playing. They said, "Love getting to see Shanti on here."
She already knows me. She don't count.
So excited to see Shanti on
Doesn't
here.
Count. None of these count.
Yes, they do. I really enjoyed this episode as a whole, and I enjoyed Shanti on the couch with you too. They don't know you. I love Shanti. This was so fun to watch. She's cool. Shanti, my hilarious, deep spiritual friend in my head. Okay, she knew you.
See?
Love Shanti, heart. God knew what he was doing when Antoinette and Shanti crossed each other's paths. Best friends for sure. Both of them just have beautiful spirit and both are gorgeous. Bigs ups to Around the Way Curls and see the thing is.
Hallelujah.
We love you, Shanti. More Shanti, please.
Oh.
I be laughing so hard every time Shanti went, "Aunt, help." Were you saying that? I didn't get to listen to the whole episode.
Did I say that?
You probably didn't even say it. Why y'all make that up?
It came out. It must have been Tourette's.
She's saying help. Help.
Antoinette, help me, please.
No, all I know is I was sitting there, and the best part that I saw, because I was in and out, was when Mandy was it was at the end, and she was like, "So there's this new music. You have Romeo Must Die," and I was like, "Fuck!" I didn't tell her. I didn't tell her that it's freshly squeezed. I was like, Shanti is supposed to be a new song or a new drop. Freshly squeezed is fresh, new, and she was like,
new
"This
to
is not
these
new."
youth, them. They didn't.
But it was so on brand. I was like, I love her. And you were like, "You don't know Romeo Must Die?"
But listen, I was driving home a couple nights ago and put on the Romeo Must Die soundtrack. You make this promise to me. I keep it back in one piece. And
that's what that was?
Yeah.
I just remember the video, and I wanted her and DMX to be in a relationship so bad. I was like, he loves her.
Listen.
They were cute in that video.
He was not, he said, a dog needs a bitch. I said, wow. And he said, not just any bitch, but a real bitch.
Real bitch.
I said, whoa.
And Aaliyah was like,
he was like, yes.
Yes, we do. Yes, you do. And I'm here. Anyway, R.I.P.
To balance the praise, I have been dealing with crippling self-doubt. This project feels really big, bigger than last year because a lot of money's going into it. And I'm talking about the Christmas Village for the Sable Collective. If you're a new listener, Sable Collective is an online store that I started back in 16. And it's curated with jewelry, clothing, housewares, all intentionally sourced from Black, brown, and women makers. And we're going to be in Philly at the Christmas Village. And it takes money to make money. Baby.
I'm texting you an idea right now that I have for that I think would be a good idea, that I think said person would do it.
Let me tell you something.
You ever have any meet and greets at your Christmas Village?
No.
You see where I'm going with this?
Yeah, but that is just...
Bitch!
That is a lot. But listen, y'all, I've been trying... Well, first of all, so let me just tell you that I have a ghostwriter, and that ghostwriter is Rashid. Rashid is my ghostwriter. Every thought that you guys think is my thought is actually Rashid's thought. And I just want to give him the credit. So when I make a lot of money, I'm going to buy him a short set. But in the meantime, he's been helping me to be like visualizing this less as like a performance and like a thing that is going to end me, and more like an experiment, being like, this is just a practice of you.
We don't be experimenting with money though. Hold up.
Alchemy. Girl, what's that shit the white people was reading? The Secret, baby. Whatever they say. Divine mathematics. Logic.
What?
Manifestation.
You just say your words.
No, that's what they say. But
no, I heard you.
I know, I feel the same way, but if I think of it just as numbers, there's no space of error. So there's like this joining of the woo-woo and the like accounting that has to happen in a way that I give myself a little bit more space to not be like, I'm going to fucking die if this doesn't go well, or be like, well, that was an experience and we learned from it and we're going to carry it forth in the future. So that's what I'm dealing with over here. It's October 27th. This is going to come out on Halloween or whatever, the 31st. So I'm trying to intro JoJo into horror films. I protected her for a long time to not be scared. And she's like a spooky kid. She really likes scary shit and weird shit.
Stranger Things kid.
So yeah, she loves Stranger Things. What else did we watch? I took her to Nope. She really liked Nope.
I didn't see that.
But I'm trying to maybe terrify her a little bit. Like, she might need to stay in bed blinking at the ceiling and scared. It's about that time. So were you a horror films child? I don't think so. Were you?
You know what's interesting? I just did something with Asante after we recorded it. See, the thing is, he did something for his Patreon, and it was all on horror films. And I realized how much I loved, like, the Scream, I Still Know What You Did Last Summer.
Okay, that's
I know
a genre
what you did last summer.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, like that horror. Now the It. Now that terrified me. Now
really,
that was too much for me. You know witches? Remember when they was peeling their damn face off?
Oh, I love witches.
I
Roald Dahl's Virgin when they were
that messed me up.
With the wigs were melting.
Yes, that messed me up. Witches was actually supposed to be a comedy, but I was like, The peeling of the
white,
face.
bald-headed white ladies are not fun to look at.
Tricky.
Baby.
That was too much. But there were some, like, I like the ridiculous hard ones, not the ones like The Purge. That makes me deeply sad. And I'm like, humanity is gone. But like the Michael Myers, like the typical, so like someone's chasing you.
Yeah.
You got to get away.
See, I like the spooky supernatural. Like that feels
that
like
freaks. That I think that would freak Jolie out.
Right. So, well, you remember? And I like old, like the Blair Witch Project. Fucked me up.
Oh no, the Blair Witch was
stupid
fine.
To you, right?
It wasn't stupid. It was scary, but it was like I wasn't like terrified.
That's
but shit like the supernatural, like stuff just in the house and like ghosts and stuff. No.
Relax. What I'm thinking about having her watch, which is scary now, what's the movie? I See Dead People. What's that called?
Oh, 13? The Sixth Sense.
Yeah.
That's a thriller. That's like it's girl, not something that's gonna like
them ghosts walking down the halls.
No, I'm saying it's a thriller. It's scary. It's a different type of fear. It's not gory where it's inappropriate.
But it's like scary. Mm-hmm. I think I'm gonna hit her with that.
Low key, Stranger Things was scary as shit this season.
It was.
I was like, this is terrifying. Actually,
I wonder it's gonna scare her. But I think that's what we're gonna watch. I think that she's ready for the Sixth Sense. I loved Carrie. Remember Carrie?
Yeah.
They're all gonna laugh at me. They're all gonna laugh at me. Anyway, that's my those are my updates. So
that's sweet.
I hope you enjoyed them. How are you?
Thank you. I am. What's new with me? I'm exhausted, but I'm performing. I am performing awakeness in this moment. I'm good. I've had a lot of social life. Unacceptable. Be more professional, please. Also, who's calling you? I'm on the phone with you now.
Likely, you know.
Wow.
I don't get.
You should answer.
Hello, who this?
You're like, yo, what up, babe? I had a lot of social outings this weekend. I was just out and about. I was out last night on a Wednesday, on a school night. Ciao.
That's why you're tired. You out here running these fucking streets.
Trying to balance this social life, and I'm failing. I am exhausted. I am severely dehydrated.
Okay.
I have not drank, and I'm not minding my business. So, like, I derail. Like, as soon as I start hanging out with people, I was eating. Girl, I can't wait till you come up here.
What was you eating?
Remember I told you that lady? Rogers Garden is a bar in Flatbush, and the owner opened a taco spot that's open the same hours as the bar. I told you that, right?
About that, yes.
Honey, it's some pork nachos.
Not the pork.
Girl, the way Nana and I were tearing though, and it's a hefty portion. Good old, and then the best part
pork? Is it cubed or ground?
It's not cubed, it's shredded.
Oh, nigga.
Yes. They in there with the fork shredding it. And then it's got like little pickled cucumber.
Love
Oh, it was good. With some peri-peri sauce, a delicious cheese sauce, and not the cheese that they sprinkle, a liquid cheese sauce. That's my favorite. And the best part about it, Shanti Mayers, was that they layered it. So it wasn't just a bunch of nacho chips and then they put the shit on top. They said nacho chips, a little meat, a little more nacho chip.
Oh my God.
It's taco too. Now they got a pork taco as well. I had the fish taco, delicious. You need a little more spice, but shout out. I don't know what the name of that.
This is not sponsored, but shout out to them.
Shout out to them. I don't know the name right now, but if you Google it, you'll see. Oh, and also shout out to Charnay. I think you will remember her. I remembered her. She came up and she said hello. She's been following us for a minute. And I didn't recognize her right away, but she has she's married. She has a beautiful family. She's a baddie, gorgeous girl. Anyway, she came through and said hello. So that was
hey,
cool.
Girl,
hey girl. But I was sitting on a call today. Work has been working. And I was on a call it was quite a broad call. It was a lot of players. It was an internal call, not client facing. But we have been going back and forth with this one project, and I've been talking about this project, and it's driving me the fuck crazy. And again, I'm watching the timeline just get narrower and narrower, and they don't understand how time works. Like, the more we delay on this end's not moving. We have a hard deadline.
Terrifying.
So I'm just watching it just crunch, just get tight. And it's making me tight. And instead of getting tight, I've really just been trying to submit to it and be like, it's going to be what it is.
Oh.
Well, that led me to say on said call, somebody talked about how nervous they were. And I said, I'm the producer. So they said, Antoinette, what do you think? Like, I don't know what to tell them because we don't have the information we need to begin. And so I said, I don't think any of this matters. The earth is burning and we're all going to die.
No, you did not.
I did.
And like, well,
I don't know. And they were like, and they all started laughing. And some people were like, is she okay? Because I also was on screen looking like this. And I don't look like this. I don't play. I'm vain. And I'll be quick to be like, I can't go on. Because this team loves to go on camera. Ooh, I hate it. Now, before, I used to be frustrated because I would have one-on-ones with my old supervisor. And she wouldn't even turn her camera on. I'd be like, child, you're rude. You don't even, it's the most disrespectful thing. I'm literally talking to a blank screen. Now these people, they just always want to be on camera, just looking at each other. I'm like, oh my God, I just woke up. I recorded all night. Like,
I have been out eating pork nachos.
Like, I can't function.
And plotting on dick. Like, I don't have the
capacity. Well, we'll get into that short later. But anyway, I was on camera looking crazy, having an existential crisis. And this sweet being, this girl, she's so sweet. She's new. She's young, a young professional, living in the Midwest. And she is Shanti. I want to hold her face. She writes me after calls, like, I'll be like, can I offer something? Because when I'm client facing, honey, I'm on it. I might sound like a jackass here, but baby, I know how. I'm a Libra. I know how to make some shit sound good, and I know how to, charm a motherfucker. So she'll write me during the call and she'll go, oh my God, fucking brilliant. Oh my God, obsessed with you. She's like this young kind of millennial baby girl. So she's like, hashtag obsessed. Hashtag head wrap killing it. Like, this is what she
white?
Yeah.
I love it.
She's so cute. And so she's like, I really trust you and I really look up to you. Can I put like one-on-ones on your calendar and can you mentor me and be my friend?
Oh,
and I was like,
aren't you just saying that the world's going to end and scaring the baby?
And then I said that and she was like, oh my God, I feel the same way and I'm too young for this shit. And I was like, all right, I got to watch what I say. I can't be stressing this baby girl out.
It's the truth though. You'd be like, did you hear what that Phoebe Plumber did?
I know. Anyway, so my days, like, I really enjoy the people that I work with for the most part, so they help me get through. But God damn it, they stressing me out. But she is a light being. This little girl is so sweet, and she's actually really good at her job. And she's gonna be quite an asset to the team. She's what is the word I'm looking for?
Up and coming star.
She's an up and coming star, but she's definitely a little she's fresh. She's green, but she'll get it. She's great. So shout out to her. But those are my updates. So sorry, Patreon. I'm looking.
You ain't nothing looking wrong with you.
Let me tell you, because these little cute ass glasses, they'll save you now. Now when
look at the difference.
Look at the difference.
I know.
Shout out to the patrons who just saw that metamorphosis. Look at this. Now watch this. It's like I'm Steve Urkel, but now, bitch is Stefan. Killed it. There you go, queen. Keep them more, they cute. You funky. Fucking Halloween costume, B.
Oh, she's like, what are you? You a Harajuku girl?
The way I love Mandy, it makes no sense. And Bridget just be standing there thinking like this.
No, Bridget was like, that's her. No, who was the one? He was like, yeah, I think that's her.
Asante.
I was like, no, I don't.
I think that's what
keeping this on.
All right, I'm
you should have kept. You should have had somehow.
We're 20 minutes in, and we haven't started the real episode. Can we reel it in?
That's good. I'm telling you, you got to stay with the moment because I think listeners enjoyed this more than your timeline. All right, be here now.
Yo, I'm about to punch you in the face. You don't know what.
Say something.
You can't hear me? Hello?
Wait a second.
All right. Anyway, everyone, it's that time of, you know what we haven't done? I'm sorry, I'm derailing. I'm tired. We have not shouted out new patrons in a long time, so we need to do that, and we need to get it together. But hello, everyone. Welcome to Around the Way Curls. Please rate, subscribe, share. Again, I see, have you read like some of the reviews that are coming in on Apple? I still don't know how to check the Spotify reviews. Somebody help, but have you read them?
Spotify reviews up?
Spotify has reviews now. I have no idea how to read them. We're going to have to Google that. But you can look at the Apple reviews, and they're just lovely. And somebody wrote specifically to you telling you what a great job you did on See the Thing Is There. That's the latest review. So shout out to y'all. We see y'all looking out for us, holding us down. Please continue to do that as we, gain more visibility and more people come on this wild journey with us. This thing called life. It's Around the Way Curl Ghetto Journey. All right. Let's go, Shanti. Hot shit. I'm hyped for this, and I didn't know, and you wrote it, so.
Well, the Succession is coming back. Now they have a new trailer out for it.
They have a trailer?
Yes, they have a new trailer.
Oh
when that beat drops. Oh, did they win? Did they win something for the music? They deserved it. That is if I could rap, I would rap over that beat.
You would rap over that beat.
Without a doubt. Season 4 is coming. I'm super excited. Unfortunately, it is coming in the spring of 2023. I thought it was going to be this year, but it's not. But y'all should just take a look. We should just watch it over again. I think that's what I'm going to do.
I've watched it twice already. I'd watch it again. I'm rewatching Game of Thrones, if I'm being completely honest.
Because you missed it,
season
right?
2. I'm on season 2.
Did you watch?
I did. I watched it, child. Tricky.
Okay, just to give it a number from 1 to 10, what would you give it?
A 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
And I was like, let me go back and fetch it. Let me go back to the original. All right, Succession, very hype boots. If y'all have not watched Succession, please do yourselves a favor and go back and watch it. You will binge watch it. My mother binge watched it. My mother ignored my phone calls for about 2 weeks. She'd be like, I'm watching Succession. Click. Like, she was super hype and really, really enjoyed it. So I can't wait to tell her that season 4 is coming. Also, it's Thursday by 12 a.m. Rihanna, the first solo single since 2016, is coming. So by next week, we'll know what it sounds like. Her cover art looks fucking fabulous. It is for the Black Panther 2 soundtrack. That also has that beautiful rendition of Thames's No Woman, No Cry, which is like haunting and lovely. And I don't know if people know this, but No Woman, No Cry is like Bob Marley wrote that when he had like cancer. And it's like he's telling his woman like not to cry, not to worry. And so obviously with the Chadwick Boseman and the cancer that he suffered from, it's a really beautiful tribute to him. And I think that it was probably really healing for that cast. So I'm really excited for that movie. I pray that it does well. I did not get tickets. I'm mad about that. But yeah. And I hope that that's one of the films that, how we're like, oh, just because it's Black art, you can't trash it. I feel like that's going to be one where even if we don't like it, I think we have to shut the fuck up. I do, because I just feel like it's not necessarily only for us. It's for like his family. It's for the cast. Like those people are grieving for real. Yeah. And it's
like another wound's kind of opened again with it.
Yeah. So we
have the world collectively.
Yes.
For real.
Yeah.
Aw, God damn.
All right.
Listen, it's confirmed. Beyonce tours happen in summer. Antoinette, how much are you willing to spend for this?
I'm willing to spend $1,500 on it. Easy. I would spend $1,500 on one ticket. You
spent that on the last one.
I did spend $1,500 for both of our tickets. Yes. So that was when I was balling.
$3,000?
No, total. I spent $1,500 for our tickets. You're welcome, bitch. But I gave Beyonce so much money that year because if you remember, I was balling. I ain't had much rent, and then I was also teaching those voice lessons, so I was balling out. But I've got ours.
Then you
I
went
got
to
us
the one in New
tickets.
York.
Then I went to the one in New York, and I gifted my sister and her husband seats the next day for their wedding, for their wedding present. That was their wedding gift to go see that concert. So, how much are you willing to spend? Get your fucking coins up, girl.
I ain't
Start
going to a whole
saving now.
bunch. Let me tell you something. I want this to be a dance party. First of all, I don't want the seats. I want it to be like, you ever been to a dance party where everybody's just jigging and like
nobody's gonna sit during that show?
Dance. I want to dance. I want to feel like I'm in a club, like sweating my brains out. I think I would spend not $1,500.
You know what? I just wrote somebody that we know and said, "Hi, I need to see Beyonce during this tour. Please help." We went to her birthday party. So maybe we wanted to spend we go see that.
Maybe we don't. Take us. Tell her I'll get her $25 for that.
I'll give you my hair for a wig. She'll be like, bitch. Boom. Anyway, I would like to know collectively. Please, that's a question I want to know. Tweet us. And you need to get on Twitter because people keep writing you on Twitter. Like, I'm like, you need to get on there. But tweet us and tell us. Tweet us at ATW Curls, not ATWC Curls, ATW Curls. And let us know, how much money are you willing to spend on Beyonce's concert?
I kind of feel like this is one of her last ones, too.
No, I think she's giving us a Destiny's Child reunion before she goes. She's going to give us one where she can not dance around as much. Watch. And I keep saying this, but Act 2 is coming out at some point. We're going to get Act 2 and Act 3. Also, I would like to say that shout out to Angela Arias, my very good girlfriend, who came over and dropped off a birthday gift. I wish I had it. It is Renaissance Act 1 on vinyl, a collector's item. That was the sweetest thing.
That is the sweetest thing. I also want to say I saw that art gala, that the most recent pictures that Beyonce posted with her family and Blue. They're on the stoop. First of all, that was like the blackest.
Blue is
so cute. Like, she's so cute and swaggy. She's a Capricorn. When Capricorn women are cool, they are the coolest. Shout out to Sade and Aaliyah. And she's a little Capricorn. But what's wrong with your face?
No, keep going. I'm going to add this to politics right now.
What I will say is that was a black ass production that they put. That's
her mom's. That's her mom's.
Oh, I love that energy of it. Yeah. It was black as hell in there. I said, I live and I love. And shout out to all those beautiful black people doing a damn thing, showing up and being themselves. I have one that I just learned about, and I think this is important. I think we should actually give it to the men in our lives. We should buy this book, talk about it with our sons. It's called Ejaculate Responsibly, and it's by Gabrielle Blair. And basically, she's making the most logical, reasonable argument around abortion and abortion law, abortion rights, of putting the onus again on men and having it less be a discussion about like, how do unwanted pregnancies happen? Who is the most responsible for it? And women can only get pregnant 2 to 4 days out of the month versus men that can impregnate 365 from the time they reach you all right, Antoinette? I actually cannot continue like this. I actually felt uncomfortable talking to you. Oh, God. Jolie was asleep, but she was awake. She was not there. She was not present. And she was just staring into space like Beyonce at a basketball game.
I was listening. I'm so tired, but I was listening.
When you play that back into
when you said it, I realized I had zoned out. But I was listening. No, who's more responsible? They can't ejaculate 3 times.
Exactly.
I was taking it in. I really was. I was taking it in and really recognizing what you were saying. Like,
she
holy shit,
she
that's
breaks
true.
it all down to be about men really not giving a fuck around abortions. And, again, it going back to the unjust expectations of women and having them constantly have the higher threshold for pain and responsibility than men. And I was like, what a reasonable argument. Mind you, she's a Mormon and got 6 kids. And even Gabby on the fucking mic talking about how to learn how to fucking pull out, grow up, get a vasectomy. Y'all should check it out. If I had a son, I'd buy it for him. Young man.
If you have a son, fuck that. If you have a daughter, she needs to be equipped with that.
See how
shit.
I did that? Shame.
Yeah, if you have a daughter, she needs to be equipped with that information. Buy that.
I keep thinking about when I'm going to have to talk about her. Because it's not only... Anyway, JoJo's going to be so mad at me when she's older. Like, why the fuck you put all my business out there on these streets?
JoJo is going to have her own podcast that we listening to. Like, you really shouldn't be talking like that. What? It's going to be ridiculous.
She be like, these niggas ain't shit. These niggas
She gonna listen and be like, my mom was cool as shit. She talked too much, but she was dope and she did her best.
she never really looked the way that she should have being on screen talking to baby people. But JoJo, the Leah Libra Virgo blend, she's all about how she looks, child.
I love it. Politics as usual. I just saw an update from CNN. Elon Musk buys Twitter. He closes the deal to purchase Twitter. That is some Succession shit. Imagine what was going on in this deal. He closes the deal to purchase Twitter and fires immediately the CEO and 2 top executives. I feel so badly for all the folks that I know that work at Twitter.
Do you know people that work at Twitter?
Yeah. I feel badly for y'all. I'm praying for y'all. Ugh. Because he's already like, people need to be in the office. If they're not in the office, then they're not really working. He's a tyrant. And he wants to just like completely redo Twitter.
Stop.
Tell me we don't have to do this again.
Okay. So I stopped with JoJo, the Leo Virgo blend. And then so I stopped at... I'm done at 3148. And you can send me your file and I'll edit those to send to him. I won't send this to him. So all we have to catch up on is
the Elon Musk thing.
Okay.
Do you have a different SD card though, or are you using the same?
No, I have a different SD card.
All right, ready? Press.
Hold on, it's loading.
You need to turn it off before you load a SD card in there, or it takes forever to load. Turn the whole device off. But I'm in my head, no. But I'm in my head. That's interesting. Jay Shetty sat down with Kylie Jenner. What's her name?
Who's Jay Shetty?
Kendall Jenner. Jay Shetty, the Indian bull with the light eyes, who talks about being a better person.
I don't know how I feel about Jay Shetty.
That's Black's people. It's like his people.
He's Hare Krishna?
Jay Shetty? I think so. I actually don't know. You know, Black just be with all the Indians. He wanted to be Indian so bad. Childish.
All right.
You ready?
Yep.
All right. I'm blinking. Are you blinking?
Yep.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, press. 1,
2,
3,
4,
5,
6,
7,
8,
9, 10.
10.
Oh my God. And so that's terrible. One moment. Why did I do that? Oh God. What do I say?
Stop.
All right, wait. No, don't stop. Girl, do you know what just came up on my phone was Elon Musk closes deal to purchase Twitter and fire CEO, don't know how to say their name, and 2 other top executives.
Damn.
That's some Succession shit. And I feel terrible for all of the folks that I know over at Twitter who work at Twitter, because Elon Musk is like a fucking tyrant. He's like, there is no work from home. If you're trying to work from home, then you're not actually doing work. And he wants to basically restructure the entire company and the app itself. I'd be curious to know if he buys it and then sells it off. I don't know if he would really be able to do that. But this is about to get...
So his stance is that he wants it to be real freedom of speech. Is that his thing?
It's not just that. Like, he has like this weird obsession with it where he doesn't like the Twitter rooms or some shit. He wants people to be able to edit posts. I don't know. Like, he just has a weird obsession about how Twitter should work, and like how the ads are running there and the ads mess up the feed. He's somebody, I think, that sits on the toilet and scrolls on Twitter and gets frustrated by the user experience and decided to fucking buy it. Tricky. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that because I don't know a lot of things about it, but I'm just going to say that is going to be interesting. Moving right along. The midterm elections are November 8th. Have you all looked yourselves up in your states, in your cities, in your districts, and made sure that you are indeed registered to vote, all is in order, and that you know where your polling place is? Because I'll be honest, after I moved from Bed-Stuy to Flatbush, there was an issue with my voting registration. Mm-hmm. And the last time I voted, it didn't count. I got some shit in the mail. So I went online, I checked it, and it said that I'm good, but I have nervousness because I didn't do anything differently. So how am I good? So I have to be good for the midterms. I don't really know how to solve this problem, but I'm trying to figure it out. And I wrote like my little email, so hopefully they write me back. But if anybody has any tricks or tools, please let me know. The PA governor race, shout out to Philly, shout out to us. I am not able to follow it as closely as I'd like to, mainly because it's not on my local news. I don't even watch the local news, but it is a huge race. It is a very important race. PA is a swing state. As we know, it basically came down to Philadelphia with whether former President Trump or current President Joseph Robinette Biden was going to be the president. And basically Philadelphia saved democracy, and PA was the state that swung the election. So PA is very important. That race is between John Fetterman and fucking Dr. Oz, child. Republican ass Dr. Oz. Who knew?
Who would have thought it?
The craziest part is that Dr. Oz is polling very high. And that there's
Fetterman was.
He was. But now Fetterman had a stroke in May. You know that, right? Mm-hmm. A full-on stroke. So a lot of people are debating whether or not he should have debated. They said his speech...
Not having a stroke against Dr. Oz.
Right. So, ableism is a thing. And so they're like, even though Fetterman's speech has shown signs of considerable improvement with every passing week since his stroke, a lot of questions are coming into play.
Well, yeah, he can't.
He's got a lot of things. He also... there was takeaways from both sides, from what I gather. I've not finished watching the full debate. I encourage folks to watch the debate, especially if you live in PA. Yeah. It is on YouTube. But Dr. Oz dodges the abortion question. Everybody keeps asking him about whether or not how he would vote on Lindsey Graham's we spoke about this a couple of weeks ago, how Lindsey Graham has this new proposal from the Republican Party saying that maybe there should just be a federal 15-week ban on abortion, so that there's not a full ban on abortion, but a 15-week ban. Dr. Oz has not said how he would vote in that matter. He just keeps dodging that. Fetterman flailed on fracking. He says that he's always been in support of fracking. It would do great things for PA. But then Dr. Oz brought up like a old YouTube clip where he said fracking is a horrible thing. He doesn't support it at all. So it's tricky, but it's a very important race. And I don't want to tell people how to vote, but it's just a very important race. You vote, you should vote your interests. Okay? Do you have anything to add to that as someone who lives in Pennsylvania right now? Because outside of Philly is basically Alabama.
Joe, I don't. Joe? I myself need to watch this debate. I know that they have been making the narrative that Fetterman has been avoiding having this debate with Dr. Oz, as if he were not an ideal debating opponent, like he didn't have the skills to debate him. And I think
if Fetterman doesn't have the skills, or Dr. Oz does,
no,
I mean, he just had a fucking stroke.
Yeah, and he had like a hearing thing, and there was just all this drama around that. So there's been a lot of it's high pressure, it feels like high pressure, especially because everybody's just been wanting it so bad. So I have to watch it myself. I'm not the biggest fan of Fetterman around that fracking, but also he's the best bet. What do you like? This just it's politics.
It's the lesser of two evils. Yeah.
Yes, evils. Yes.
Sadly, I think the next topic does have to do with politics. I do want to spend a little bit of time on it. I'm looking at the time, so I'm going to move forward there. Shanti, can you put your light on? But pop culture and politics. I said I was not going to talk about Kanye West, but now I just feel like we got to talk about Kanye West a little bit. And I don't want to talk about him, but I want to talk about some interesting takeaways and some things that I've observed from this whole scenario. So first, let's talk about the straw that finally broke the camel's back. And it's been a lot of straws on that motherfucking camel. So actually, let's start with the straws. History of shenanigans from Kanye West. The first one being, and we might be in alignment with some of these shenanigans, right? The first big Kanye West controversy, I feel, was national controversy, was George Bush does not care about Black people. We're behind him 100%. Champion of the people, in my opinion. I loved it. Then we go into the Taylor Swift beef. Some people champion that. Some people were like, whoa, you dead wrong. Then he kind of has these little spats between him and companies in the fashion world. He has a little spat with Nick Cannon. He has a little spat with, who else was he arguing with for no damn reason? I can't remember, but just little things. Huh?
Sway.
He had the sway thing, yes. But we weren't mad at him over it was funny. He hadn't done anything that was like, all right, you tripping. Not yet. And the issues that he was having within the fashion world was that they weren't letting him in, they weren't taking him seriously. And I feel like for the most part, the Black community, the pop culture community was in support of him. You should let him in, you're a hater. Mm-hmm. Again, champion for the people. Then we go into Kim Kardashian relationship. And there's a whole swirl there of okay, now you leave your ass for a white girl. Now we're confused. Now, now we're like, okay, Kanye, we see a little shift. And before Kim, there was the Amber Rose, right? And Amber Rose was around the Taylor Swift. There was just he's getting drunk. He's this. We were like, all right, we see him tripping a little bit, but he can get it together.
His albums are changing.
His albums are changing.
His music choice is changing, yeah.
Well, we're pretty much fucking with it. We're like, okay, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy is amazing. Mm-hmm. We're on that kind of tip. Then the next thing with the Kim Kardashian thing, then he has this rift with Jay-Z, and we're all concerned mostly.
Oh, the rift with Jay-Z. Yes.
Jay didn't come to the wedding. Then you had the little thing about Beyonce, or Jay had to check him sir, that's my wife. And then him and Kim start to have problems. Well, no, he's still with Kim. So then we have the pro-Trump era of Kanye. Now Kanye is aligned with Trump. Kanye goes on to talk, that's when the TMZ interview happens, and slavery was a choice, and Harriet Tubman never actually freed slaves. Now, fast forward to 2022, we come to find out today that TMZ interviewers have confirmed that during that interview, Kanye West went on an anti-Semitic rant there as well, and it was censored out of the leaked footage. Because even TMZ was like, oh, you can't say that. You can talk about these Negroes, but you can't say that. You went too far. We're going to protect you. So then he runs for president.
Oh, yeah.
And that was a whole thing where now it's more
Where's
concerned.
The MAGA hat?
Yeah, that's the Trump. You're pro-Trump
right.
era. You're in the MAGA hat. You're meeting with Trump. We're all confused. He runs for president, and I'm probably missing stuff along the way because I really had to research this hard because I don't follow this shit that much. Runs for president, and now we're seeing him having these public outbursts where we're, I think, more concerned. We're frustrated, but we're also like, yo, you're not okay.
Yeah,
And we're
somewhere
worried.
in between there, his diagnosis of being bipolar also
Yes.
was revealed to the public.
Yes.
I think around the Trump era. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. So then you have Kim Kardashian divorce, right? And this is where I start to be like, okay, not start. I was already a bit over him, but I had compassion for him. But this is where I'm like, you need to really stop. And we have the divorce and her public humiliation and her harassment and the reveal that she wanted to abort her first child. And then you have, Kanye going into the other caveat here is that you have him going into after the TMZ era. Now he's in his Jesus is King era.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to wrap a lot of Black and brown folks up in that, have more compassion, and then there's controversy. I forgot about that, where he's selling his merchandise for a certain amount of money to this community, where he's not paying the choir. Like there's all this kind of tricky and typical, sadly, controversy around church and the what is it? I'm so raggedy, I don't even know. What is it? The praising of God, of Christ, and how money plays a role in that, right? Anyway, fast forward, you have the Kim Kardashian divorce, her public humiliation, where he's coming for Kris Jenner, he's coming for her, he's telling all her business. Then she starts dating Pete, and now he's spiraling terribly. Now he's, got the mental health jokes, even though he suffers from mental health, and it's harassment. And then I want to read this quote because I think it sums it up quite well. And it's from Trevor Noah. And Trevor Noah said, "You may not feel sorry for Kim because she's rich and famous, because of the way she dresses, because she appropriates Black culture, because she tells women they're lazy, broke, and that she broke the internet and then didn't put it back together. Whatever you want, you can hate her." And he said, "But what she's going through is terrifying to watch, and it shines a light on what so many women go through when they choose to leave." And the context there is that Trevor Noah's mother was shot in the head by his stepfather. And thank God she survived that assault. But that is what prompted him to speak out about it. Then Kanye West attacks Trevor Noah. Trevor Noah is now a coon. You have this whole thing. That's, I think, the first time he got kicked off of Instagram. Then you have more Kanye West, Pete Davidson. You have the Easy video that was horrifying, and he buried Pete Davidson. You have the breakup of Kim and Pete, and then Kanye is still antagonizing this man, even though it's reported that he's in a mental facility trying to get help, trying to deal with this breakup. And Kanye's like, basically, kill yourself. I don't care. Then you have the emergence of the White Lives Matter t-shirts. And then you have the attack of the Vogue editor, Gabriella Carifa Johnson. Then you have the George Floyd died from fentanyl on Drink Champs. And I wasn't able to even watch the Drink Champs interview because now it's been taken down. And then that's when you have the anti-Semitism. That's where they're saying that came in, or where it's been first revealed to us because new reports came in today. In a now deleted post, Kanye West shares screenshots of text messages between himself and Puffy on Instagram, in which he seemingly accuses Puffy of being under the influence of the Jewish people. This is after Kanye had tweeted that he's going to go DEFCON 3 on Jewish people, and Puffy reached out to him like, yo, bro, let's talk.
What does that mean?
He was just saying, like, I'm about to tell y'all, I'm about to go DEFCON 3 on them. He just tweeted it. He's just tweeting shit like that. And then that came to be
DEFCON 3?
DEFCON 3 is like where you're about to like offload all your artillery. Like you're about to just like blow it all to hell kind of folks. Like you're about to go ham.
Okay.
Then more information, the Drink Champs. My thing is that today I kept trying to research, what did he say about Jewish folks? Like, I really want to know and completely understand the anti-Semitism and anti-Semitic remarks. What did you say?
I think it was that.
It wasn't just that. So then he, on Drink Champs, again, we can't watch it because it's off, but he repeatedly blamed Jewish media and Jewish Zionists for numerous alleged misdeeds, stating that Jewish people have owned the Black voice and that the Jewish community, especially in the music industry, they take us and they milk us until we die. Then he has an interview with Chris Cuomo, where he's criticizing the so-called Jewish underground mafia and alleging that every celebrity has Jewish people in their contract. He also claimed that his life was threatened by his Jewish managers, lawyers, and accountant due to his political beliefs. Tucker Carlson interview, he made a series of offensive and conspiratorial claims about Jewish people and Jewish identity. Ye claimed that Jews are actually Black people. He also said because Jews are Black people, he can't actually be racist against them. And he said that when he refers to Jews, he means the 12 lost tribes of Judah, the blood of Christ, who the people known as the race Black really are. And then he also said that Planned Parenthood was a product of a collaboration between the KKK and Margaret Sanger, which Margaret Sanger is not the great. Margaret Sanger was she was tricky. And that was basically to control the original Jew population. On Drink Champs, he said, I can say anti-Semitic shit and Adidas can't drop me. He repeated that and then said, now what? And then now today it comes out that a former executive and other people have since confirmed this, who want to remain anonymous, alleged that the rapper has had an obsession with Adolf Hitler. He would praise Hitler by saying how incredible it was that he was able to accumulate so much power, and would talk about all of the great things that he and the Nazi Party achieved for German people. And that he also wanted to name one of his albums Hitler. And Def Jam was like, hell to the fuck no. And then it was up until, I think, 2 days before the release date that they got him to change his mind. Since then, these are the brands that have split from him. Adidas, in the final hour, they split from him, which in a year, Kanye West brings in, or the Yeezy brand brings in $248 million net. His Yeezy line brought in an estimated $2 billion. It was supposed to bring $248 billion net this year. It was estimated that it brought in $2 billion a year before that. And that accounts for nearly 10% of Adidas's annual revenue. Balenciaga split, Creative Artist Agency split, Cohen, Claire, Lons, Griefer, Thorpe. It's a law company. This is the law firm that was representing him in his divorce from Kim Kardashian. They split. Foot Locker is no longer carrying his shoes. Gap is no longer carrying any of his products. And his Yeezy meets Gap website is down. JP Morgan Chase will not bank with him. MRC, which is a studio that currently completed the documentary about Kanye, has decided to shelve it. Donda Academy has closed down.
It's back open, but...
Oh, it's back open? Okay.
Yeah, they sent an email the next day.
Okay, Skechers escorts him out of the office. He showed up to the Skechers office filming without a meeting, and he was escorted out. Donda sports athletes are leaving the agency. His playlists are appearing, like his best of playlists are appearing from streaming platforms. Madame Tussauds removed his wax figure, and Chicago has even began to paint over some of his murals.
Damn.
So I say all this, right? And I hear it, and I look at the totality of Kanye and of his antics. I also consider he's unwell. And something that, instead of engaging about why what he said was bad, because I don't think anti-Semitism is okay. And I don't want to play the whose trauma is worse at all. I do want us to examine, why is he under this fire now and only now? And are we proving his point? Because what's interesting to me is I think that he is absolutely the wrong messenger. I think the way that he is executing his message, if he is even trying to execute this message, is absolutely horrific and unacceptable. I do think that he is saying, or attempting to say, or part of the messaging is that a certain community holds a lot of power, and Black and brown people are probably the most creative in this country, and they are the talent, and they should be in positions of power. And instead, we have to tiptoe around said group, and they wield their power as they see fit. I don't know if
maybe tiptoe isn't the word that you want to use, but they are
I'm saying this is what he's saying. I'm not saying this is what I'm saying.
I thought
I'm not saying this is what I'm saying at all. I'm saying this is what I think his attempt is. I'm not saying I agree with it. What I'm examining is this swift cancellation of him. I mean, swift. Like, we covered up murals. And when I did my research, I thought it was very interesting that nowhere was the George Floyd comments anymore. It was as if it didn't even happen. That was the talk of the town. And now all you read is anti-Semitism, which we have every right to read it. I question, though, our community, Black and brown folks, pop culture, hip hop folks, as to why everything else was okay. Was it because we had compassion for him for everything else that he did for us? Or we're rooting for him or hoping that he's okay? Or, like, do you understand what I'm saying? Like, I just, like, it's okay to harass your wife, even though a lot of folks don't like her. It's okay to say slavery was a choice and to not back down from it. It's okay to wield your money and your resources and your power to support Trump, who was racist and bigoted and in positions of power to disenfranchise Black and brown folks, and did just that. Like, all of those things are okay. It's okay to say the things that you said about George Floyd. It's okay to align yourself with Candace Owens and her husband's, like, very, very problematic, Parler platform. All of those things are okay. But what you cannot do is talk about Jews, which you can't, you shouldn't at all. I want to understand why we didn't feel as strongly. Is it because we're not in these positions of power?
What power play do Black people have?
That's what I'm asking.
What power play do we have? We don't.
You could stop buying it. You could stop supporting it. That's important. We instead wrapped our arms around him and lifted him up. You know how many people supported Jesus as King now?
But I'm talking.
I was out there praising.
In recent days, I don't know that people were lifting him up around George Floyd.
They're still all of them. Why didn't Foot Locker drop him why didn't Foot Locker drop Yeezys?
Well, I guess that's the question of why the greater population, why the people that had power to wield against him versus because Black people aren't in those positions of power to shut down and affect him. Yes,
not on a macro level, but on a micro level, yes.
But not all Black people are the only people buying Yeezys. Like white people, Asian people.
Of course not.
It's a global thing.
And
so
many white and Asian people are just as frustrated about his comments around Black and brown people and his treatment of women, and they still will buy it.
To put the onus on the consumer, though, I don't know if
put the onus on everyone. In my mind,
my biggest question is, why are all of these people that were in financial relationship with him, that had contracts with him, that he represented their brand in so many ways? Why is it now? Is it the straw that broke the camel's back? Or like if he continued with his antics around, talking about Black people, doing his political shenanigans?
It's been years of that, though.
So yeah,
Trump ran in 20. When did Trump run?
I think
it's been years of this behavior, and we have turned the other cheek. So I understand.
I'm confused at who your we is.
All of us. I understand the macro. I understand the people who wield financial and political and like business power. But there's also complacency in the consumer, in the average Joe Schmo, and to not ask for accountability from those folks as well seems out of my realm of understanding. Everyone is complicit in this. Everyone. Whether I can't get mad at Spotify for having R. Kelly's music on there if I'm listening to it. So if we're mad at Foot Locker for continuing to sell the Yeezy brand, or mad at Adidas for continuing to sell the Yeezy brand, but I'm rocking Yeezys every day and buying it, I am just as complicit in my mind. And I don't understand that energy. I don't know where that energy was. I don't get it. And oddly enough,
I still think the consumers feel the same way. I think that a lot of the masses feel the same way, but the decision has been made by the people that pay him millions of billions of dollars. It's out of your grasp now. Like it's done. You're done. It's over.
What do you mean you're done?
He's done. They've decided that was the straw that broke the camel's back. I don't know. I think he would always be a controversial character in pop culture had he continued with the content and the subject matter that he was, that made him so controversial in the past. But now that he's talked about the Jewish community, and him being engaged in business around so many Jewish people, yeah, that Black people, Asian people, they didn't have the power and the influence to make that decision, aside from boycotting his stuff.
That's a big part of it.
But a lot of people agreed with him. A lot of people agree with him. A lot of people agree with his stances on Jewish people. I'm talking about
if you don't agree with him. Obviously, I'm not talking about the people who agree with them. I mean, you have Van Lathan, who's literally writing, for anyone wondering why it took anti-Semitism for Kanye to be dropped by Adidas. This video is from June. It's a video of a whole bunch of people at his concerts, at meetings with him, in rooms with him, from 2018. One month after
people don't care about Black people. Let me finish.
One month after the slavery was a choice comment, there are people in the video, and these are not just Black and brown people. There are people in the video who told me personally how lost Kanye was. They were less mad when the invitation came, because there they are rubbing shoulders with him.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
It's not so high stakes. It doesn't matter. It's not. What's new? What's new?
What do you
what's
mean?
new? What's strange about,
But
you know,
I feel
Black
like
people, the argument around George Floyd. I mean, the fentanyl discussion and George Floyd's death, that's not new. That's a very popular discussion in right-wing, conservative, white, pro-police. That's a conspiracy that is rampant.
I'm not saying it's new. I'm saying for people who had an issue with it, where was did we stand up? And I don't know if we did. Did we stand up and say, we're not fucking with you? We are not fucking with you. When there was an issue with his affiliation with Donald Trump, when there was an issue about slavery was a choice, Harriet Tubman didn't free any slaves. I'm reading another thing. Scotty Bean, the homie. Right after this nigga said slavery was a choice, they were harmonizing to his church Negro spirituals. She's like, wishing anti-Black held this much weight. And I can understand that feeling in every angle, whether you're an executive at Adidas, or whether you are the typical Joe Schmo consumer, or the podcaster, or the media, or whatever power you wield to be like, this is not okay. We're not going to take it. And I still don't believe in canceling anybody. I really don't. I still feel like there's a pathway for him forward, especially since he's unwell. But right now, what you're doing is completely the fuck unacceptable. I'm going to beat on my drum and make it really clear to you and make it, and you need to do X, Y, and Z to fix this type of behavior. He since has apologized and tried to explain what he meant and what he was saying. I don't understand it because it's hard to follow his train of thought a little bit. And that's also another conversation. When do we talk about the role of mental health in this? When do we talk about the role of the Chris Cuomo's, the Drink Champs, who else was the other guy? I hate him so much too. I shouldn't say hate, but what do I ever? Tucker Carlson, giving him these platforms, knowing that he's off the rails and not well, giving him these platforms and using him in that way. Drink Champs wanting the clickbait. Chris Cuomo, you're ostracized now because of the shit you pulled at CNN with your brother, and now you need clickbait for your new show that's self-produced. Tucker Carlson, you need to have a talking point. It's just, where's our accountability in all of this? Where is it? We how many people rushed? I mean, Drink Champ said that episode got more views than Sunday Night Football. Where's our accountability? It's a challenge, I think, for all of us, for me as well, to be like, how was I complicit in this?
In what ways were you complicit? What would you
I would have watched the Drink Champ interview. I don't know. I would have if I could have, yeah. Which is mostly for research purposes, but still, why are you consuming it when you know that this person is being taken advantage of, and you know that they're probably going up there and spewing some shit that is not in alignment with who you are? Why are you giving Drink Champs that view? It might be one view, but it's still my integrity. It might sound aspirational, but I just want us all to take a second, because and where in this, if anywhere, is light being shed on the much more macro conversation around just what you said. What's new? People don't care. That's what he said. People don't care about Black people. You can say whatever the fuck you want. You're not getting dropped. And I know a lot of people that are shying away from having that conversation for fear of being called anti-Semitic.
Girl, it's so layered. It's just
layered, right?
It's really layered, really sensitive conversation that it just can't be black and white. It's just, there's not, I can't have the conversation for it to be black and white.
Yeah, no.
You know?
And I don't think I even know enough to have the conversation. But what I do know is that Kanye West is not the only villain in this.
No.
That's what I do. That's really the point that I'm trying to drive home of like,
yeah,
this is a scapegoat, but I actually, someone said to me that he orchestrated this so we could have this conversation. I don't believe that, but there is conversation to be had. Go ahead. It feels what?
Is there conversation that is to be had around it? I mean,
I hope so.
What is the what? What
it's
can
take
be
somebody
said
really
about
skilled.
the exploitation of Black artists? What is it to be said around brown and Black people not actually having the power and the influence to make these baller ass decisions? Like, you're fucking dead to me. Like that. those are billions and billions of dollars were immediately stopped. The place that held his fucking money was like, we don't want your money. We're good. But the banks rejected his money. Like, that is...
He doesn't have that money if he went on mad tours between... This has been years of shenanigans and filled arenas out, to be clear. So it's not just he magically became a billionaire, which apparently he no longer is.
I know.
We did that. The people did that, not the banks. The people put him in that position.
The conversation around George Floyd and his recent... This has just been, months? This is been over...
Slavery was a choice 2016, baby. And he doubled down on it.
I wasn't going to stop listening to his music because he said that. I know that personally. I wasn't going to stop listening to his music because he said that. The ways that I support him, the ways that I am upset with Kanye is not in the same way that I'm upset with R. Kelly.
Heard you. Yes.
You know, maybe that is my own anti-Blackness and like my top threshold for like,
this is where
I understand the consequences of him, and I am completely accountable to that. I mean, I'm also not buying Yeezys or like buying his merch and shit. Like, I'm not ready to go to a Beyonce thing. I don't really listen to his new music anymore, but there is an affection and a regard for Kanye that I have that I don't have for other canceled artists.
That's what I wanted to get to, just real fast. That I think that's a really important and nuanced conversation. What's your threshold? And when I talk about Black and brown people and I'm saying, why wasn't that enough? I'm genuinely asking. I might sound accusatory and I don't mean to. I'm genuinely asking because there is an affinity and a love that I still have for him. I still don't want him to be canceled. There's still I'm still got my arms around him. I might not support him as much, but I still want him to come home. And I think it's deeply rooted. I don't know if it's anti-Black or if it's a longing for the person that you miss. I don't know.
I mean, maybe he's always, I don't know. I don't know either. It's just, it feels complicated. I don't know, girl. I know. I mean, I don't know if we have this same energy for, I don't know if pop culture in general, fuck just it being a Black man saying this, like, was that the energy for Harvey Weinstein? Like, did his shit, all of his, this is a multimillionaire man. Is he kicked out of all the deals and contracts and movies? Like, he's a heavy player in Hollywood.
Yeah. No, he was.
No, I highly doubt that the contracts and the companies that he helped build and that has his name written on it have written his ass off. I'm pretty sure financially, Harvey Weinstein is the things that he's produced, the things that he has had his hands in.
Those are existing contracts, but I don't believe, and I could be wrong, I don't believe right now that he is affiliated with the company he was at. I don't believe he's still able to make movies.
I know he's probably not like currently, nothing. But in terms of his money being fucked
Kanye's
up,
money,
I'm pretty sure
Kanye will be fine.
He's going to be fine, but I don't know if that same energy was given to Harvey in terms like of the major. Banks. Yes, well, I don't know.
That bank said we're not like. That bank said we're not banking with you anymore because Kanye also went on a tirade about them, to be very clear, and was like, I'm moving all my money to Bank of America because this CEO won't call me and he's racist and this. And
I don't know.
Like, and that's the other thing with Kanye. He uses the racism card when it is, and it's manipulative when it is in his favor. He uses that when he's like, oh, you want to tear a black man down and all this other shit, but then you got the white lives matter. It's very tricky. And he does it very strategically. And that fucking bothers me. But I hear you.
I don't know. I don't know if there's enough conversation about him being bipolar. Does anybody know? Like, huge. He's not well. He's not well. You have manic, him? Contradicting. Yeah, I mean, there was no care for him in the way that he was exploited by all of these people when he had his tangents, and then it's like, oh well, your unwellness is going too far now. Now you're fucking up our shit with it. We gotta let go. This is intentional craziness. Like, we gotta let you go now. No, I mean, I feel like it's a really sad. Maybe someday somebody's gonna make a beautiful movie about this, or like write a really beautiful poem that like really touches on the downfall of him and like brings humanity to him.
Yes.
And I'm not in the space I'm not in the space to rip him of his humanity and hate Kanye. Like, I just think he's not well, and he needs help, and he's spiraling. Charlemagne said he's acting like a man who doesn't want to live much longer. Oh. And like, if Kanye died, if he were to die, if something were to happen to him, like, that would be
devastating,
jolting. That would be awful. And I do think that he's like he's not well. How do we handle people that aren't well?
And where is that conversation? I don't see it anywhere. I don't see it anywhere. I get the energy. Kanye is a irritant. He gets the people going. He knows how to do it. I swear. But there is an aspect of this that you are absolutely right. Where's his humanity? Where we look at him and like, he's bipolar and will not take his medication.
I have a family member that's
people go crazy just from being not crazy. I'm not calling him crazy. I'm saying people go crazy or lose it from being a celebrity alone. Mm-hmm. So now you add a mental health issue on top of that, and a divorce from your wife, and you have never dealt with the loss. And I'm not trying to make excuses, because a lot of people will be like, bro, I lost my mom too. But I think there's a different level of like, I got to keep it the fuck together when you're a person that isn't a billionaire versus somebody who has unlimited resources and is like, I walking into rooms saying, I can say anti-Semitic things and Adidas can't drop me. Where are the repercussions? Where's the accountability?
I think if we follow the history of even Elon Musk and what he says on Twitter and how he handles himself and how he's a tyrant and erratic and does whatever the fuck he wants to do with that nigga ain't well either. He ain't well.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Exactly what I'm saying. Different reality altogether. Anyway, I don't, more questions than answers, honey. Always on Around the Way Curls. You should touch on this final thing, because it's poor human. What a gift he was.
Leslie Jordan passed away yesterday or the day before yesterday. Yeah. And he'd always been kind of in my periphery. I remember from American Horror Stories. That's the most recently. And then, of course, we all just fell in love with him during the pandemic. And just like the love. Just the darling. He was a darling being. And he will be greatly missed. And he was I think he was 67 when he passed. He was 67 when he bought his first condo as well. There's a video of him when he bought his first home and saying, "Moving on up." Just a beautiful being. A joy. Just a light being. I hope safe travels on the other side there, Leslie. But you brought a lot of people joy, and I'm thankful.
Ashe. All right, good people. That is our Monday episode. Lots of kiki, huh? At the beginning, so. I guess. We're like, Kanye's unwell. Humanity. That's our favorite word. Humanity, capitalism. Yours is community. Collective. You switch from community to the collective. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do we say trauma?
Generative. I'm using that one a lot now.
Generative. You also said biases. That somebody tweeted about that. They was like, the way I spit my water out.
I don't say that often. The bias side.
Bias side, right? It wasn't biases. You said the bias side. Say what now? Say it again, queen. All right.
Also, I realized that my drawers are a mess, and I apologize to all of you. There's literally something hanging out of my drawer. We're doing the best
we both can.
We really are.
Because my house is a mess too. I'm planning a baby shower, and I'm about to have tons of boxes stacked to the top now. Anyway, with that, I guess. All right, y'all. We are out.
So we got
old and the new. Ooh, child. All right, ready? Let me stop this.